Mine, welcome to the channel, Take a Nice. Today I'd like to do a day in the life with the iPhone 14 Pro. And right now I'm using the front camera of the iPhone 14 Pro to film this. And yeah, I've had this phone for almost 1 year now. And I just figure I'd do a day in the life now that I've had this phone for a while, you can say. And before the 15 series is gonna come out in next month. And yeah, well, today is Friday, which means for me it's running day. I don't run every day, but I do try to run 2 times a week to stay healthy. So yeah, better get started with the running. Just got back from the run, and the phone currently sits at around 98%, so I use it to listen to some music. I think it's a good start on the day. Now I'm ready to go drop my eldest son off in the kindergarten, and of course I have my iPhone 14 Pro with me here, and it's currently at 81%. I just got back home from dropping my son off at the kindergarten. I've just taken care of some laundry as well, and I've made a cup of tea, and it's time to get some work done. Some of you may know that I've been working at a nursing home this summer, but I'm actually a student most of the time. I'm studying to become a doctor, and right now I am doing a research year. Today I'm going to work from home because I gotta understand some statistics stuff. We've begun making the analysis of the dataset that I have, and I just really have to figure out stuff like multi-level logistic regression, p-values, confidence intervals and stuff like that. So yeah, the next few hours I'm just gonna work. I'm using a MacBook as my main computer, and I've also got my iPad Pro that I'll use to make some notes. The iPhone currently sits at around, I think, 78% right now, but I've also used it a lot already to film some videos just like this one. Let's get to work. Now it's around lunchtime, but before I go make my lunch, I figure I'd show you the iPhone I'm actually using. I used the iPhone 14 Pro, and I chose it in this purple color that you see here. I think it's very, very nice. I love this frosted back that it has, and it also got these stainless steel frames. I'm not that big of a fan of those glossy sides because they're just very prone to fingerprints, and I've also gotten some minor scratches. The one I have here is with 256 gigs of RAM, and I've used this phone for almost 1 year now. This is the phone that I primarily use to film all my videos here on the channel. I do think the cameras are very good, especially at video recording, which is why I just use my phone for that. One thing I really like about the iPhone 14 Pro series compared to the 13 Pro series is this always on display. Now, in the beginning, I will say that it did drain a lot of battery, but with some software updates, I think the battery life is just fine now. And I do know some people don't want this always on display where it just dims the screen, but they want it to be completely black and only tell the time and some whatever widgets you've chosen. In the beginning, when the phone came out, you couldn't do this, but with some software updates, you're now able to turn the always on display entirely off and also make it so you're only able to tell the time and not have this dimmed wallpaper. But I do really enjoy this. I actually think that the iPhone now has my favorite always on displays, and yeah, that sounds crazy because it's taken Apple such a long time before they actually chose to implement this on their phones. I think it depends on what kind of person you are. Of course, it doesn't have the same amount of customizability as other brands on the Android side of things, but for me, they offer just the right amount. And one thing I really love about this phone is the fact that it's so easy to make different always on displays. And you can really actually customize them quite a lot, and you can even make different always on displays depending on what mode you are using your phone in. If you set it to work mode or do not disturb mode or sleep mode, it can have different always on displays depending on what mode you're using your phone in. And I really think that's very nice, and especially the ease of just setting this up. It's so damn easy. You don't have to Google a lot of stuff or dig into the settings before you find out how to do it. I must admit, I rarely use my phone without a case on it, so I of course bought a case last year when I got the phone. I bought this official Apple leather case. I don't remember they called it Umber, but it's the brown case that came with the iPhone 14 series last year. Got some nice patina around the corners here now. I really like the leather cases. Got a nice feel in the hand. I got the iPhone 14 Pro and not the Pro Max, as I think this one is much easier to handle with one hand, as these phones are quite wide. Even the regular sized iPhone 14 Pro is actually a bit difficult for me to reach all the corners of the phone. I did have a 13 Pro Max before this one, and one of the things I miss with that phone when I went to the 14 Pro is the battery life. Since the battery life on the 14 Pro, it's not good. I don't think it is. On a regular day where I don't use the phone too much for video recording, then it'll be able to last me an entire day just fine. But I do have to charge this phone up every single day. It's not a 2-day phone at all for me, not even a 1.5-day phone. So I have to charge it up every night. Whereas with my 13 Pro Max, I could easily go for 2 days with the same use. I guess that's just a trade-off of going with the smaller version. So perhaps when the 15 series come out, I am considering whether or not I should go with the larger model or not, but time will tell. But now it's time to get some food. Alright, now I just finished up eating my lunch and watching a bit of anime, so now it's time to get back to do some more work before I have to pick up the kids. And well, now I think I'm gonna do some video editing, so I'm soon gonna have a new video up for you guys. But before we do that, I just want to talk some more about the iPhone and why I actually enjoy using it so much. Here are some of the reasons why I really enjoy using my iPhone 14 Pro. I will say before I get into the good stuff that I have experienced quite a lot of bugs with this phone compared to the last iPhones I've had, you know, the 12 and the 13 series. For instance, if I'm in YouTube and I'm watching a video, it won't always show the video, it'll just be a black screen. And I have never experienced that before, and I don't think I've experienced it on any of my Android phones, only this iPhone. So yeah, that's a bit weird. Also, of course, the battery life isn't super good on this model, but I don't really think that's just because it's an iPhone. Plenty of Android phones in the same size doesn't have that much better battery. Of course, there's some that do have better battery life, but yeah, it's okay. I don't like the fact that you can't use any split screen on this phone. It doesn't have any ability to split screen. That's a bummer. Of course, if you're watching a video on YouTube and you got YouTube Premium and then you swipe out, you do have this floating screen so you can go into other apps and still watch the video, but it's just not the same as split screen. So the multitasking capabilities of this phone is not that good, even though it has this feature and it has this dynamic island. What do make me love using this phone? It's just because of the simplicity. That's also one of the things that makes the iPhones rather boring, because, you know, it looks the same. If you have this phone or you have an 11 or 10 or whatever, the icons and everything looks just the same. But yeah, what the result of that is the fact that everybody knows how to use this phone. If you have an iPhone and you get a new iPhone, you'll immediately know how to use the phone. And that's very nice for those who's not a tech nerd and just want their phone to work and they want to know their phone from the get-go. I can think of my mom and dad. I do think it's one of the reasons they still use iPhones, because they just don't want to get to know a new phone, and their iPhones are reliable and they know them. So yeah, the simplicity of using this phone is one of the positivities it has. Also, I really like the animations. It's a very, very smooth phone. When you're going in and out of apps, everything just looks nice and smooth. And this 120 Hz screen is also a very, very nice one. I enjoy it a lot, and I don't see myself going back to a 60 Hz screen anymore. Also, I think the widgets of this phone is very nice. I like the stack that it has. Also, the smaller one here, you are able to customize the phone a bit more than a few years ago. I like this app library where all the apps I don't want on my home screen are sent to, and it's easy to seek out the apps I want. And it's even got this seek feature, which is very easy to access. I like that you are able to control your smart home very easily. I don't have to go into Google Home app to control the lights in my home. And I can also use this phone as a remote from my Apple TV by just clicking this button here, and I can just turn on my TV. See, I just turn it on. And yeah, it's just nice because sometimes I don't really know where my remote is. So it's very nice that I can just use this phone. Everything just works in the Apple ecosystem. You know, I have this iPhone and I have my Apple Watch. They work together very nicely. I got the Apple TV, I got a MacBook, iPad. Everything just works together so nicely. Oh, and that's our dog, Keba. She's a stray dog from Bosnia. It's a very sweet dog and we love her so much. We've had her for around 6 years now, I think. But yeah, back to the phone. I really like how simple it is to use, and the animation it has are very smooth and also very nice, and I rarely experience any hiccups when I'm navigating the phones. Although I will say that I've experienced more bugs with this phone than any other iPhone. I mentioned this YouTube example earlier, but sometimes also it has frozen on me. It's been a while now, so I am hoping that they've ironed it out with their software updates. You don't have this same notch as you do on the regular iPhone 14s, but you have this dynamic island, and yeah, I think it's fine, but I don't really use it that much. I can just show you, if you set a timer, set one for 25 minutes and I go out of the app, then you can see it'll go out into the island and I'm able to see this countdown the entire time. And also if I go into Apple Music and I start to play a song, and I'll then go out of the song, it'll also be over here. You see now I'm able to click on this and go into this timer, and if I click on this, I'll be able to go into the Apple Music. That's basically it. It doesn't add that much to the phone. Of course it does add some things, but it's very minor. So I honestly wouldn't go out and buy an iPhone 14 Pro just for this dynamic island. If I did want to go out and buy one, it would definitely be because of the cameras and because of this display. It's a very bright display, it can go up to 2000 nits, which is very, very good, especially when you're outside. It's just the ecosystem and the simplicity, man. It hits very hard once you've tried using it. Alright, now it's time to get to a bit of YouTube channel work. I use iMovie for all my video editing, and yeah, I'm just an amateur. I think it's very fun to do this, actually. I really enjoy it. I'm so happy that there are some of you out there who also enjoys watching my videos. I've just gotta wrap this video up and then I'll soon be on the channel. I just gotta add some music, so I'll put on my trusty SteelSeries Actis Nova Pro headset right here. Let's get to it. Okay, I gotta show you another neat thing there is in this Apple ecosystem, which is AirDrop. See, I got this photo, so I just click this button down in the corner and then you can see my MacBook gets up as a choice. I just click on it. And then you'll see it arrive here, and it's already gotten the photo over on my screen on the MacBook. It's just so nice to have this feature, and especially now that I've begun making videos for you guys on YouTube. I know Samsung has this feature called Quick Share. It's got kind of the same thing as in the Apple ecosystem, so that's also really nice. I just wanted to show it to you guys here, how it works on the Apple ecosystem side of things. But yeah, I just gotta finish up my video now. Alright, now I'm gonna show you another neat feature of this Apple ecosystem. I just finished uploading my video to the YouTube channel. So now I wanna copy this link and then I'll go onto my phone and share it with you guys on Instagram. Go into my profile and then I'm gonna go into links, this one, and then I'm gonna remove this link. I'm just gonna insert it. Boom. Then you got the new link. I just copied on my MacBook and I pasted it on the iPhone. So that's another neat feature of this ecosystem that I really enjoy using. Okay, time's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And since it's Friday, the kindergarten is also closing earlier than all the other days. So now I'm on the way to go pick up the kids. And of course I got my iPhone with me. And it currently sits at, let's see, 48%. I don't know if you can see it in the light. Ja, det er hunden. Hvad? Once we got back home, it was time to go to Rosengårdscenteret because my husband and the kids needed a new haircut. So of course I used my iPhone 14 Pro for navigation, and my husband was kind enough to drive us there. We just got to Rosengårdscenteret and the battery life of the iPhone is now at 30%, if you can even see it. But yeah, it's 30% right now, and I don't know if any of you guys have noticed yet, but I've actually damaged my screen protector of the iPhone, so perhaps I should also go in and get a new one now that we're here to get the kids and my husband a new haircut. Let's go inside. My eldest son was a bit tired after a long day at kindergarten, but it helped once we went into the toy store, and oh my gosh, you can buy so much Pokemon, it's crazy. And of course my son is a huge Pokemon fan, just like I am. Also, there was an area for the kids to play in, And yeah, just look at all those toys you can buy. And then we went into the hair salon to get the haircuts done. Har du spist det hele? After the haircuts, it was time to go to a store and get a new screen protector on my phone. Lovely. Alright, the kids got a new haircut and also the husband, and I got a new screen protector on my iPhone, so everything's good. And let's see, I have 17% battery left and it's almost 6 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, now we just gotta go home and get some food. On the way back, I used my phone to scroll through social media, and also, as you can see, I'm really contemplating whether or not I should buy an Xbox Series X at some point. What do you guys think? Back home, and I totally forgot to finish the laundry earlier, so I just have to get on with it now. The struggle of being a family, I guess. Took a few photos of the cats while doing the laundry. Now it's almost 7 o'clock in the evening and I got 4% left of battery, so the iPhone will probably die soon, but I've also used it to watch some videos while taking care of the laundry. Time to get something to eat, which means no phones. Just got a quick update. The iPhone just died on me now and it's almost 8 o'clock in the evening, and well, I've used the phone quite a lot throughout the day. It's not the greatest battery life on this iPhone model. If you want very good battery life, you should definitely go with the Plus model or the Pro Max model. Just gonna charge up this phone and then we'll see how quickly it'll charge. Always use my MagSafe charger, so I'm gonna put it on the MagSafe charger, give it an hour or so, and then we'll see how much it's charged. Now the phone has been charging for around 30 minutes and I've gained 37% of battery. And as I said before, I'm using the official MagSafe charger to charge the phone up. I'm gonna give it 30 more minutes and see how much it gets. Alright, let's see how much the phone has charged up in an hour. It's gone from 0 to 56%. Apple definitely doesn't have the fastest charging, but also I've been using MagSafe, which is a special kind of wireless charging, so I definitely would have gotten a bit more juice if I had plugged in charger here in the bottom instead. Now for the rest of the night I'm just gonna relax and play some games. Okay, last update of the day. It's now 9 p.m. and yeah, as you know, I just charged up the phone and it hasn't really moved that much. It's still at 56%. It's been a typical day in my life and the phone doesn't have the best battery life, but it works really smooth. I love iPhones for stuff like smoothness and their simplicity and of course the ecosystem, but there are other things where they are lacking, such as charging speeds, multitasking in particular. That's some of the areas where Apple should definitely improve. But now I'm just gonna kick back, relax, got my Switch with me, gonna play some Pokemon, and just wanna thank you for watching this video. Wish you a very nice day or night depending on when you're watching it. Bye.